What's up, boys and girls? Leafer back with the Devil May Cry custom showcase. Now we're gonna start off just by saying, fuck you, Sony. I'm never buying your fucking consoles ever again. Because this is getting ridiculous. These fucking censorships are getting absolutely ridiculous. Devil May Cry 5 is pretty much gonna be the last game I ever purchased for the PS4. That's a new game released after the policy change. Also, there's nothing this year that comes out that interests me. It was only Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry 5. That's it. So I'm getting really sick of these stupid ass values we got over here. So keep your political shit out of our video games. The ranting aside, here we are. I believe I started this in December or November 2018. I believe I sculpted Nero's hairpiece a little bit earlier than that, but after that, I believe I started the coat, and that was it, pretty much. I just made a base coat. Didn't do anything else after that. But yeah, the project's been alive for a couple of months at least, almost half a year. I finished them completely as the game released. But instead of shooting a video, I decided to play the game, which is awesome. If you haven't played Devil May Cry, you don't have to play the other games. Not at all. The story is not that consistent. Play the game if you just want a real good single-player experience with great replay value. It's not the same old copy-paste kind of action game that everyone else does, you know, the Dark Souls formula. Like, that seems to be the hottest thing after Dark Souls. Just keep making the same game with just another reskin. Then make it clunky and stupid mechanics, and then just call it a hard game, and then people will be all over it just because. There hasn't been a single game other than Devil May Cry now this generation that's an awesome hack and slash action game. You know, there's been the Warrior series, that's about it. You know, Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Senran Kagura, stuff like that. That's not the same thing, obviously. That's why this game was a pretty big deal to me. You know, Ninja Gaiden, that doesn't exist on the current generation. And the only Ninja Gaiden game that exists on PC is the shitty Yaiba game. That's it. So yeah, I think this generation of games has been pretty shitty compared to the last one. I'm just rambling on because I'm pretty pissed off about these couple of things. But yeah, I'm not getting anything new for the PS4 now. Definitely won't buy the next console until they get their shit together, because this is ridiculous. Also, another thing, fuck you, Sony. You killed the Vita. I fucking hate you. I'm fine with Sony not making, you know, first-party games, because Sony first-party games are fucking shit anyway, so yeah, there's all the other things. Niche anime games and the old ported games. It was just a really nice thing to have. Too bad they didn't make the Sonic Adventure games on there. Just saying. Anyway, all this shit aside, let's go through the figures. So we're starting off here with the main protagonist. Yes, Nero is the main. And yes, I do like Nero better than Dante. I've never really cared for Dante. I don't get why people are so obsessed with Dante. They've been praising him for so long. But you know, his established personality only existed in one game till Devil May Cry 4 came out. I just don't get why it's so popular. I really don't. But I didn't grow up with Devil May Cry, so I don't know. I only had a Dreamcast when I was a kid. That's why I'll always defend the Sonic Adventure games. I'm just rambling on about other stuff. I'm not too sure why though, but hey. So yeah, Nero, he's one of the first customs where I used the new varnishes that I had to get because, as I mentioned before, stuff happened. I ran out of varnish, the one that I always used, and other stuff that stopped working. So I had to do something. I had to get something new, and here we are. And this is the first figure I basically used it on, where it turned out good. So yeah, the two shirts Nero have. I'm pretty sure the first one is obviously a sweater, and then the bottom is either a tank top or just a t-shirt. Not too sure about that, but I assume that's the most logical thing. It's supposed to be torn down here. I tried to do that, but I didn't want to waste too much time with it. I could have detailed it a little bit more and do some black linings and whatnot, but that would just take a lot of work, and you know, working with white paint and stuff like that, it's just annoying. Plus, it didn't have the fine detail brush that I have now, so obviously that would have made stuff easier. I couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure I couldn't do it with the older one. Pretty thick brush I used. These legs and face is the only thing that I used the new brush on. Everything else it was painted with a pretty thick brush where I had to use the tip. Kind of annoying, but I've been doing that for like a couple of years now. But yeah, you need to start somewhere until you realize you need some new equipment to improve your shit. And yeah, as you can see the necklace right there, very simple, nothing too special either. Now I mentioned this before, the coloring on the arm and the hood and the arm right there, they all kind of turn out a little bit different, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I think it all blends in pretty good. On his left hand right here, he's supposed to have like a couple of leather bracelets, I think, like small straps. I only decided to do one around his wrist right there, just because of the reason I just told you about the brush. There's no way, you know, I was gonna go like crazy, going like woo, crossing each other up like that. There's no way I was gonna do that. And then the sleeve, you know, folded up to the elbow. In the back right there, you got the hood. I'm very satisfied with the jacket, how it turned out. The paint job and everything. Not too much. I can probably feel it on the black lines. I pretty much have to do 2 to 4 layers, something like that, for it to be consistent. Otherwise, it pretty much fades after a while. And the right arm, I decided to sculpt this Devil Breaker right here, just to make it look a little bit more unique. You know, I don't sculpt stuff like this unless I really think it's necessary. So, yeah, Overture Devil Breaker. It's pretty much a standard one for him. Nothing too special sculpting it. Also, it was really fun to see how the figure started coming together at the end. And I still haven't fixed this problem. As you can see, he just falls off like this. It's ridiculous because he... But yeah, that's his legs, you know. Just some great pants and the black boots. And that's it. And you might think it's a little bit weird that I went with these kind of eyes. Personally, I just feel like they get more personality that way. There's a couple times I will choose the Lego dots over these kinds of eyes. These aren't necessarily, you know, anime eyes because I try to make them a reasonable size. And for Nero, you know, we got accessories. Get accessories for all figures, actually. First off, you know, blue rose. Doesn't have the blue rose painted on it, unfortunately, though. But, yeah. Fully sculpted and great stuff right there. Onto a Lego revolver. Didn't care about it too much to get it super accurate, but it works. Happy with the gunmetal and everything. And then, obviously, you can't have Nero without the Red Queen. Really like how this piece turned out. Unfortunately, I only sculpted on one side, you know, all the engines and stuff, and all the red plates right there. That's because I didn't want it too bulky. You know, that's kind of the thing that happens when you sculpt. Maybe I could have done something more simple on the inside, but yeah. I just didn't want to have any trouble, you know, moving him like this, so... Yeah, that's pretty much the reason why. But the size and everything turned out perfect. Shape and all. Paint job as well. Just really happy with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Nero. I don't really have anything else to say, but best character in the game. Now this is gonna be a little bit annoying with Dante's hair in the way like that, but let's go ahead and take a look at the face from the get-go. There you go, I'm very happy with this. Threw in some white and some gray in there. Really hard to see, but it is there. There you go, now you can kind of see it. Now just like Nero, I like their 5 counterparts the best throughout the entire series. You know, Dante especially. I just really like the rugged look for him. Also enjoy playing him a lot more now compared to past games. But yeah, Dante, very simple as well on torso. And he just has a dark blue shirt with long sleeves, rolled up to his elbows, which are also kind of torn up, as you can see. I was dragging the paint a little back and forth to make it look like the fabric's getting torn. Probably not the best technique, but I didn't care about that too much. Didn't want to spend all my time, you know, painting the arms. The coat, I tried to do as much detail as I could. And yeah, as I said previously, as you can see, the lines kind of fade. Some I filled in a little bit more than the others, that's why. The back, I didn't have any good shots at the back, and I didn't bother looking up the real coat, because those had pictures of the back. I just didn't really bother doing that. But yeah, it's no big deal. I don't care too much about it, as long as I get the front done pretty well. And I'm pretty sure I got most of the stuff he should have. Now his legs are really annoying to get off compared to Nero. These are really stiff. And yeah, it's just some brown boots, and then just the buckle for the belt right there, and then, you know, I painted some buttons right there for his fly. That's it. And yes, obviously Dante has his accessory here. I didn't make ebony and ivory. Maybe I will down the line. I just didn't have the pieces for it to sculpt. But yeah, Rebellion. Very happy with that. Now I couldn't find any good pictures of the Rebellion at all. So I noticed that in Devil May Cry 5 that the horns are supposed to be coming out of the skeleton's eyes. So that's a bummer, but overall, you know, I'm very happy with it. Turned out great, the sculpting on it. I wasn't too sure when I started out, but yeah, very happy with that. Didn't do anything on the inside as well. So that's pretty much it for Dante. I don't really have anything else to add to it because I'm not that big of a Dante fan. So yeah, on to the last one. So V. Very simple. Very, very simple, as you can tell. Now, I don't want to remove the jacket because it's such a pain to get it on, aligning the arms with everything. Also, by the way, this is the jacket that I made during my tutorial video on how I make Lego jackets, so this is what it turned out to be. So I should have waited with this guy until I got the new brush, because I wasn't too sure also with the tattoos how I was gonna do them. I decided to go with green and black. and that's it. The arms turn out fine. I'm very happy with the arms. The thing I think I could have done better is obviously the torso. I pretty much just did small lines which aren't connecting to each other, which I should have done. I wanted more curved tattoos and stuff like that. Maybe I'll redo it, just flip the torso around. It's not a big deal because you don't see most of it, but the things you do see could have probably been a little bit better. But overall, you know, it's acceptable. The necklace turned out fine as well, and the arms, as I said. And just like Nero, he's got a bracelet on his left arm as well, with some metal spikes right there. On the right arm, just tattoos, and then the glove for his hand. That's it, nothing too special. No, it's just not much to go through. I didn't mention this, but you've probably noticed that I did glue on the threads right there, just to go the extra step. I really don't want to work with threads again, because he's supposed to have like a couple threads hanging down from his jacket right there, right there, and right there. There's no way I was going to do that, so I only went with it on the front right there, because I know that's not going to be a problem, because there's no risk of them falling off or anything like that. That's the reason why. Now, I'm not sure if I can get his legs off his torso. I'm going to try. Hey! Okay, so it worked. So as you can see, I did give him the chain right there. Painted the buckle on his belt. Then the sandals. This is where the first time I used the fine detail brush. I'm very happy with this result. I don't think I could have gotten it this well without it if I used the old brush, because it's just so damn thick. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There you go. That's his face. Very happy with it. Try to get that really bored expression, which I think I did. Very happy with the sculpt as well. As I said, it's the same hairpiece that Dante has. All I did was modify each piece differently, obviously. Now for V, I only have his cane. Unfortunately, that's all I got for him, just his cane. Also, there's no point I'm sculpting this or painting it, because it's just gonna scratch off, obviously. I did, however, add some gray stuff right there, just to reinforce the glue a little bit, so it doesn't break off. And if you're wondering how the cane is made, it's made out of these kind of axes, these halberds or whatever. Yeah, just cut that off, sanded this down, cut off another piece, glue that on top, and that's pretty much it. Painted and varnished the blade of the cane right here. So yeah. Now it's been forever since I've gotten a bird Lego piece. I only have the owls from the old Harry Potter sets, you know, the first couple of ones, and then I got the parakeets. That's the only two birds I own that's Lego. So I don't know what kind of new shit that exists that I can use for Griffin. Now I just want to get that as a base, and I can sculpt it however I want. So that's maybe something I plan to do. And then I gotta get the Lego Panther for Shadow. If I wanted to, I could build Nightmare, just don't really like Nightmare that much. But the most important thing to me is Griffin, because he's the only pet that V has that can actually talk. So he's got a little bit of character, which I did enjoy quite a bit. I have no plans on making Lady Trish or Nico, not at all, but Virgil is on my to-do list. So yeah, that's pretty much V. It just sounds stupid to say it, you know, V, just one letter. It just sounds silly, you know, to say it like, oh, this is V, look, check him out, woo. But yeah, I like the character more than I anticipated, gameplay-wise and personality-wise. So yeah, there you have it. I don't usually do this, you know, I don't collect that many figures from one series. I don't usually do that, but I was just really hyped up for this game when it was first announced. I was pissed off when the first demo was Xbox exclusive. Now I understand why, because Sony's a piece of shit. Yeah, that's pretty much Game of the Year. Just this, Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the only two games, and I'm not getting anything else. There's nothing down the line that just interests me. Like, it's just all shit. It's just complete and utter shit. And I avoid live services. From now on, I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead and buy old shit for like PS3 and stuff. There's still games on that I haven't played that I actually want to play, so yeah. Now, I'm not sure about the other figures, but Nero is definitely a contender for Custom of the Year. I don't know if these two will make it to the top 10. We'll see down the line what kind of figures I'll make, because I'm pretty much on a roll this year compared to the last one, obviously. I've gotten quite a lot of stuff done, quite a lot of videos done in a pretty short amount of time. That's pretty good. I'm trying to make up for the last year, which was terrible, obviously, but yeah, get the game. After that, I would say stop buying anything for the PlayStation. At least don't purchase stuff released after this new policy, you know, that was enforced last year. So yeah, this was quite the video. If you stuck through to the end, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!